Hey, welcome everybody. I I believe this is working. I am not positive. Let me know. This is the first time I've entered through StreamYard. Uh, BBG will be a little late, so we will start with an Eliminator or Superflex Puppy. I'll let you guys choose which we do. What's up, Hartman, Victor, JT, Aaron Sandy? Welcome everybody. All right, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. But yeah, we could do either a Superflex Puppy or an Eliminator right now. BBG got stuck somewhere and is going to be late. He will be here, but I'm going to do a draft and then he's going to come on a little later. So let me know what you would prefer to draft, or if you care, a Superflex Puppy or try to do an Eliminator. I kind of want to do an Eliminator. So it's up to you guys though. I need to look at some of this stuff. All right. Yeah. But nobody's really saying anything, so we are going. I mean, if he wants to talk about it, why he's late, we can. He can talk about why he's late. I'm going to try the 20-second eliminator since nobody's speaking up. We have 7 more to start on the 20-second elim. While we are waiting for that, the Bestball Overlay website is up, and I've been messing around with it, looking at what I got. I've done 111 drafts in the regular season. I don't have, for some reason, it doesn't have my pre-draft stuff yet. I think I have to like individually upload each one or something and then put them all in. I'm not sure how to do that. This is the first time I've looked at this. Something that I've noticed here is that I have a lot of New England and the Jets, but like that's more of I just really like Drake May and Justin Fields at ADP. I really like them. So we are actually still stuck at 7 people. So I'm going to leave. And the Superflex puppies do tend to fill pretty fast. I will jump in one of those, and it will also be 20 seconds. Pre-draft is a different CLV you have to request. Yeah, I just don't know. Hey, I instantly queued into this. Give me 1 second. So yeah, Drake May ADP, like it's going down. Like why is he cheaper? All right, so if you were wanting to jump in the draft, I'm sorry because this instant filled, and I don't know. Does this mess things up? If I do this, uh, does the border out bother you guys? The border not being perfect. Um, it kind of bothers me, but it's more about what you guys see. This, like, if I don't have the border up, I can't get the whole draft board on the screen. Yeah, the thirst for Superflex is real. Don't think I have waited more than like a minute for one. Absolutely. All right. I figured it's not bad. So we get the 11 hole. The good thing, like, you get a pick up top and you feel awesome about it because you get an elite, or you get something at the back end and you get to have a little bit of fun, possibly take a couple of people you cannot pair together regularly, right? So I like I don't like drafting from like 6 to 9, but the first 5 picks and 10, 11, 12 all feel awesome in Superflex. I I mean I have drafted good teams from all positions though, so it just feels a little better to I don't get. I haven't got a single share of Jamar Chase. Like, I'm never taking him above these other guys. I think him and Justin Jefferson should be fairly close. Like, and honestly, in Superflex, I like I would take Jamar if it was between Jamar and JJ, just because I don't have any. But I probably have JJ slightly higher, purely because you cannot stack Jamar Chase. Like, it's just not going to happen. But Justin Jefferson, you can get a stack in the 5th round, or coming back in the 4th round if you want. So yeah, we're gonna go back to the well of just drafting a guy, the guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, which I actually am moving. Like, I feel pretty good about being slightly out on the Lions this year. Like, I'm a little down on Amon. I'm at ADP with. All right, do I want to do the double again? Do I want to go with Puka? I think I just want to take a Baker share here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take Baker. I love that Week 17 game and the whole playoff schedule for them. So yeah, we but with the Frank Ragnow news, for those of you who haven't heard, and I'm sure if you're watching this stream, you're degen enough that you have watched or seen the Frank Ragnow news. He retired. He's been the center on the Lions for a while. He is one of the best centers in the game. And they also lost the number 3 guard in the league in Kevin Zeitler in the offseason. They lost Ben Johnston. They lost their defensive coordinator. They've lost a lot of pieces over there. And from coaching all the way through players. Now, their stars for fantasy are still all there. But Jared Goff doesn't really have an ability to move that well, and losing 2 major offensive linemen. And yes, they drafted a guy pretty early this year, but he's going to be a rookie, and I personally believe that the center quarterback exchange is one of the most important things in the football. And we aren't positive that is going to be completely locked up. Hey, what's up, Bendels? Nice meeting you last night. But yeah, I'm honestly going to be a little lower on most of the Lions overall this season because of that. I mean, I've already like fully fading Laporta just because of ADP. Amon, I just feel like he has the smallest chance of all of the elite tier wide receivers to be wide receiver 1, so I tend to push him down a little. JMO has mega spike week upside, and there's been some good coach speak on him, but like the person it actually, the Frank Ragnow news, I think affects the most is probably David Montgomery. Hey, what's up, Martin? Thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed last night or felt like you learned something. We will be doing a Best Ball Mania after this. For those of you who are showing up late and are wondering what's up with this clickbait, BBG ran into some things and he's going to be late. So we're doing a super flex puppy. He'll probably pop in halfway, maybe most of the way through, and then we will do that Best Ball Mania with BBG. If that bothers you, go ahead and leave and come back in 30 minutes. It'll be fine. But maybe you can learn something here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. But I feel like I've liked a lot of these teams I've made in Superflex. Please give me my boy. This guy took Kyler, so he probably we will smash. I don't know. I Yeah, we'll go ahead and take Drake May here. Um, I did think about taking Herbert and then pushing around and taking McConkey as an anchor. Um, I think that's something you absolutely can do. And I don't have a single share of Bowers in this, so if Bowers comes back around, I'll take him. Um, and it would feel pretty nice. It might and there should be some quarterback. Okay, he did take Bowers, so I can take Bucky for the stack. Bucky did have 47 receptions last year. I could take one of these other quarterbacks, but I think I want to take Bucky, number one, to stack, and number two, because running back is more important in this than wide receiver. But I know I just assumed that the Kyler drafter is probably also a Drake May drafter due to rushing upside. He took Kyler over Baker, which I mean that might be the right call anyway. Who crew is fine for a solo who, right? Yeah, I know the who crew's here for me, but I may end up there may be some people who are the BBG crew who thinks I am a charlatan, right? What are you doing lying to me? Like I'm not a charlatan. I promise. I mean, I might be a charlatan in my takes. We'll find out. We'll find out in like 8 months, 9 months on that. But yeah, back to the Frank Ragnow thing. Like I think that that's enough to. I mean, it's not enough to make Jameer Gibbs like worthless at all, right? Or Amon Ra not draftable or anything like that. But it is one more thing that kind of leads to the Lions maybe not being the top scoring team this next year. Like they have the weapons, they have the ability, but we've seen really good quarterbacks multiple times just fall apart whenever they have a bad offensive line, like for a season or two. Mahomes struggled in that Super Bowl, right? Like the Eagles defense was all over us. Even during the season, Mahomes was struggling a little bit with like trying to get the offense to really run. Like, yeah, whenever it mattered at the end of games, he got things picked up and it looked fine. But it's something I honestly worry about, and maybe that's too much of an actual football take than a fantasy take. But that is where I am on it. All right, so I'm going to get one of those two quarterbacks. Hopefully, Cam Ward. Um, I don't really want Darnold. So, yeah, we'll get Cam Ward. That's not the best three quarterbacks, but we have Jameer Gibbs, Bucky Irving. That feels really good. I like. So, what are you guys thinking on Tyreek Hill? Um, I he's been falling, and I don't. I'm kind of glad I've been low on him overall, but he's starting to go behind like Evans, right? Like who I would probably would have taken if he came back around. He goes behind Harrison every time, behind McLaurin every time. Like kind of feels pretty good for him. We could take Worthy here. We could take Tet. Um, I'll take a share of Xavier Worthy there. I do tend to like the spike week guys in the Superflex tournament a little more than I do in the other like I like him in all the contests, but because I only have to start 2, I can just try to get a lot of guys like that and, like, at the end, like, MVS and stuff. I was all the way out on Hill on most formats, but agree, he is a faller now, once. Yeah, that's kinda where I was, I had I think I had 2% Tyreek Hill, something like that. It's like 2% or something for the early drafts. Um, but with him at the 3-4 turn, I I don't hate that. Like, and JSN, like I've said this entire time, like in non-superflex drafts, he's been pushed down closer to the 3-4 turn, and that's where I feel like he should have been all the time. And if I can take JSN and then come back around and take Teterio McMillan, like, I am all about that Week 17 game. If I can get some JSN, Tet McMillan, Bryce Young stacks, I am all for it. Tyreek's probably somewhat diminished, but could still easily be ADP if Dolphins return to form. Agreed. He's still an older guy relying on speed. Feels sketchy. Yeah, it absolutely feels sketchy. I agree with that. He but he, like you said, you don't want 0. Like, he is the dude that could bury you. Like, the people I was fading last year that could bury me buried me. Like, second round Saquon buries you. Third round Derrick Henry buries you. Late third round Tyreek Hill could bury you, right? Do you feel the same about, like, a Devontae Smith in the 4th? Probably not. Like, could he be the guy you need in a single week? Yeah, he could be that. But uh, is he going to bury all of your advance rate throughout the whole season? Probably not, you know. All right, so I want one of these running backs here for sure. Maybe 2 of them. Connor is the one I massively prefer. Like, I'm definitely going to be moving David Montgomery down in the rankings just a little bit. I be with the Frank Ragnow news. So pre-draft, I had a decent amount, like 9 to 10% of Demont, and post-draft, I just haven't been able to get to him as often, and he goes later. So, like, I love the Matthew Golden price in normal drafts. So yeah, right now we we want to do, which one of these do we want? Do we want to stack? I think I just want to go ahead and I don't know. There's a major difference at the the running backs after this. Like, I feel like the wide receivers that are going to come back are going to be much different than the running backs that come back because it's super flex. If I don't get Pollard as my 4th, and I'm hoping to start 3 running backs every week, but once Pacheco's gone, or, like, especially down to Mason, like, once Mason's gone, I think it's a huge difference. And since running back is elevated in importance, I definitely want to do that. And you only need 2 wide receivers. So those of you, like, if you haven't been watching and you haven't looked through the Superflex stuff, you only need 2 wide receivers, and you actually can start 4 running backs because it in a week where you have a quarterback on bye or something, you can have one hit the flex. Hey, what's good, Chosen? Thanks for stopping in. So we will go through the team real quick. We got a 3-4-1 through 8. Baker Mayfield, Drake May, Cam Ward, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, James Conner, Tony Pollard, Xavier Worthy. So all of our bye weeks are, like, smashed together. All of our quarterback bye weeks are different. Having Cam Ward and Drake May, like, Cam Ward is my 3rd. I will definitely definitely be doing a late quarterback at some point, but it'll be really late. BBG had a hiccup, and he will be here. He will just be a little late. So we are doing a super flex draft before he shows up. If he wants to talk about what happened, it's fine. Like I'm not upset at it. Life happens. This is for fun. And I've definitely I try to be done with quarterback by dart and shuck, but I need to embrace late quarterback more. Well, no, it's fine to be done by there, but Marcus Mariota, like even Will Howard, I have three guys, right? But one of those guys at the end, the running backs and everybody else that's available are pretty ugly. So, I mean, I will smash this guy if he is there. All right, we will stack Drake May with Steph Diggs. Feels really good. Hopefully, this guy makes it back around. Take a peek at tight end. I don't get a whole lot of the good tight ends. And Jonnu's been falling a lot. Maybe I can get Jonnu to fall all the way back around. So running back, I think I want another one of these running backs. I want either Jalen Warren or Tyrone Tracy. I have a ton of Cam Scatterbo. So I've been mixing in some Tracy. We'll go ahead and take him. I want one of those guys over Charbonnet because of the bye weeks. Charbonnet had bye week 8. We had Connor and Gibbs also on bye week 8. So that's what we did there. I totally get RB and Superflex more important, but I honestly feel like we are either undervaluing running backs in regular style tournaments or valuing them slightly higher here. I know one less wide receiver, but gap seems too big. I don't have the actual numbers, but your average running back scores higher than, I mean, I think I can kind of so from this, we will look through this real quick. So here's the top points per game and half point PPR last year. Hey, there he is. Yeah. So that'll be pretty good timing. We will be in the last few rounds at that point. So the top running backs last year, we had 11 above 15 fantasy points, and wide receivers, I don't know what I sorted by here or why I'm all the way down the board. And there was only 6 wide receivers above 15 points, right? So, and that trend does tend to go down the board as well. So you just score more points on average from a running back flex. So being that you only need the 2 wide receivers. The reason wide receiver is so much more valuable in the other format is because you have to have 3. And that means that those elites are so much more valuable. Like, how are we value running backs in the regular? That's my thought on it. Wide receiver is so deep. Having to start 2 is really significant difference. And wide receiver 2, yeah. And wide receiver doesn't feel deep when you have to start 3 and you fill it through the flex, right? Because you have to have the ability. You can build teams that you're wanting to flex the running backs, but you can't guarantee that you're going to. So you have to make sure that you have some ability through there. I mean, Sharbs is still here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a Buka. Get a double stack with Baker. We have a stack with everybody. I kind of want Stevenson here, but I kind of want Evan Ingram. I'm going to go ahead and take Evan Ingram. I feel really good about those running backs. So And I don't have a tight end yet. And I do only want to draft 2 tight ends in this format if possible because of the average points I'm going to get at that position is less than any other position. And with the superflex position, like the superflex position should score more points over the course of the year. So the discrepancy between like what you lose for like having a bad tight end week versus everything else is less. What's up, Big Draft Energy? How we doing? Yeah, I take the running back personally. I think. I mean, we might be. BBG has said it, and it came from the Billy Jones stuff. Like 1.351 in normal style contests had the best advance rate last year. So, and they're like, that makes so much sense because you have to start 5 wide receivers or 3 wide receivers. So having being the deepest there makes sense. And then both of those positions are like filled through the flex, and you only have one of the onesies. Just here to look at the board. Oh, the beard. Yeah, you can look at the beard. Uh, I will. Um, I have not made it to watch Travis Fedone yet. I believe I said that right. Uh, I set up some stuff today, so hopefully that works. But I do plan on doing that. I'll probably do it tonight sometime before I go to bed. We will. I mean, are they going to make me double stack again? So Milrow is available. It's the 13th. We. I mean, I have zero issue like taking both of these, but at the same time, we'll take the contingent upside play with Garindo, and I can be done with these 6. Hey, sweet. Thank you, sir. I will mess with. I'm assuming I have a link somewhere. I will mess with that after I am off here. So probably want another wide receiver. We'll take a rookie just to get some upside here. I don't know. I lied. Okay, I didn't lie. I was slow. We ended up with Jack Besh. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just don't get to Likely very much, and he is a good pick. Lamar loves throwing to the tight ends, so Fedone. Okay, it's not Fedone. Got it. Yeah, there was a lot of names that were difficult to pronounce this year. For sure. Hey, and if you are just popping in, if you could give me a like, that would be fantastic. Best Ball Guy confirmed. He will be here in 10 to 15 minutes. So I hope he doesn't get in too big of a hurry. I'm honestly not that worried about it. Life comes at everybody. Like plans change. So yeah, I did a couple of the $2 drafters drafts today, and I really liked some of those teams. I got Quasi on accident. Like Quasi had the AJ Brown Devontae Smith double stack, and I took unstacked Jalen Hurts at pick 56 right in front of him. But it's unstacked Jalen Hurts. I generally just click him every time he's like past pick 52. Hey, what up, Bayou Bengal? Yeah. So like the unstacked Jalen Hurts thing, like I get it. but it's still Jalen Hurts. Like, he gets so much rushing upside that it's crazy. Hey, not much by you. Thanks for stopping in. We have Best Ball Guy going to be live very short with me. I'm pretty excited. He definitely did a lot better than I did in the underdog in the Best Ball Mania last year. He had 5 teams make it to the semifinals. 5. That is a nuts number. So I will take Hunter Henry. I will get the Drake May stack. We have a double stack. We have Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs with Drake May. We got Baker Mayfield with Egbuka and Bucky Irving. And then we have Cam Ward with Pollard, which is probably not the best, but I'll probably take an ugly wide receiver at some point in this. If not 2. I don't have a bring back for the Baker thing, so I don't want to do that, actually. Let's go Cedric Tillman. We'll take Cedric Tillman, take a little upside in the wide receiver room there. Probably need one more tight end. I'm fine with these, but hey, yeah, I've been streaming quite a bit. I didn't go, like, I'm not going to go into other people's streams and like talk about it because I think that's rude. Like, but once somebody shouts me out within theirs, that's kind of different, right? So, and I've been working on Thursdays. I haven't been able to watch you live. But thanks for popping in. What do you guys think of Cedric Tillman? I really like Cedric Tillman. I had to show your link to our group. Yeah, I know you guys wouldn't be upset about it, but I'm doing this for fun, and I love the community, and like I said, I'm just doing it for fun. Yeah, Cedric Tillman, smash. Yeah, I mean, and Bayou was one that was helping me out early whenever I was trying to learn. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the dual stream, like to invite guests and stuff on. And there he is. What's up?
Whoa, what's going on, Who Hames?
Thanks for popping in.
Happy. No, sorry I'm late. That was
it's all good. Like,
quite the mission I've been on this morning, today, I guess.
Yeah, dealing with that kind of stuff is never a fun time.
Oh, I could do a rant about it, but I won't.
Right. That's what people were asking. I'm like, if he wants to talk about it, he can. That's up to him.
Nothing crazy. I mean, poorly timed. I tried to fit it in. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna pop my clothes in the dryer. I live 3 minutes from the disability office. They messed up with one of the dates or whatever. So I was like, all right, I know I need to go in to fix this. I was like, I'll pop the clothes in the dryer. I'll head over to the office. I can bang both these things out within the hour before Who Ham stream. Yeah. And no, you get stuck behind 8 people. And anyways, Here we are.
I had a similar thing because it's first of the month and I always forget. And then I went do my grocery shopping today and it took like an extra 40 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. But happy to be here now, done with all the life maintenance stuff for the day. So I feel good. Got a lot done.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great. I'm going to touch on this. Yeah. I do plan on doing a little bit here and there. I'm just kind of getting my bearings on everything right now for the most part. I think I have it kind of under. So Superflex, I actually really like Spencer Rattler as a last pick, like a late pick. Just because, I mean, he's probably going to start some games, right?
I think he's very live to start games. Whether he starts the season and they go Shuck second, or if they try to roll Shuck first and he comes in second, I think he's very live to start games this season. Yeah.
Yeah, so once we make this, we definitely need a wide receiver.
I could totally see them actually starting Rattler and then, going to Shuck week 8 or whatever.
So our wide receivers are Worthy Diggs.
I mean, yeah, you need some wide receivers, brother.
Yeah. Diami, Tutu. I kind of like Tutu.
Yeah, either one. Totally fine. Like wide receiver 3, spike week kind of guys.
Yeah, like so in this, I usually go pretty thin. So the team right now is Baker Mayfield, Drake May, Cam Ward, and Rattler, and then Gibbs, Bucky, Connor, Tony Pollard, Tracy, Garendo, Worthy, Diggs, Agbuka, Jack Besh, Tillman, Tutu, Ingram, and Hunter Henry. Definitely done down there. But
yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna have some flyer wide receivers here at the end. I've
Yeah,
done.
you only have to start 2, so I get the premise.
Right. I need to figure out how I want to set this up.
Yeah, the Superflex has definitely been interesting. I don't know. I've kind of been like I like taking one of like the super elite wide receivers. Like I feel like there's like a big tier after like a just like the difference like a Puka Nakua or something can like really bring to your team. I think people kind of overlook that. Not like you need to load up on wide receivers like we do in BBMs, but just getting that like one locked in guy who could be the wide receiver 1 or whatever when you're at the back end of the board.
Oh, yeah. And I on stream a couple of days ago, I got Nico Collins falling to 45.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, yeah, if that happens, then you wish you just took a bunch of quarterbacks for sure. And that's amazing.
It's a fire team. Like it is such a good team.
Oh,
like
that makes me just like not want to do any super people who get crazy teams in these.
But you might get one of those. Like,
right. I think you got to do it like off stream. Was that on stream when that happened?
It was on stream.
Wow.
Steve was in it. I had the 3 spot, and Steve was at the 1 because I mean that value doesn't make it past Steve, right? Like
no.
Like I think it was just me and him. Like it was me, him, and one other person. But that person was at the 12 spot, and not taking Nico there makes sense. If you go 2 non-quarterbacks at this front end here, like you have to go 1, usually 2.
I usually double tap in the 3-4,
yeah. So like you just can't take Nico at that point, right?
No, you can't. But man, yeah, just like it's just showing me even more that these super flex rooms are so random. Like I'll get rooms where Kirk Cousins and like Mason Rudolph or whatever are like on by like pick 140 and all the quarterbacks went super early. And sometimes like I've gotten like a Drake May in the 4th round or something ridiculous as well. So just been some wild stuff the entire time, really.
I've not taken IO Manor since the draft.
Me neither.
And I think this is a spot for it. I have Cam Ward. We have that built out a little bit. And it's a very ugly pick that I take sometimes is this
Brandon
guy.
Cooks.
Yeah. And I've got on the like because Rattler's free, I get Brandon Cooks quite a bit. But I mean,
I feel that I would consider like maybe Juwan Johnson instead of as a third tight. I don't know if you just don't want a tight end, but he's not even there. Okay.
Yeah, he goes pretty early. Actually, in this contest,
I'm in 100%.
I've been doing this in the last round some.
Dude, we just talked about how this contest is so fluky with where people are getting crazy values and stuff. Like to really win this 225,000 person contest with all these different ADP values everywhere, like Taysom Hill would be a guy to do it who's like playing down the stretch.
Right. And if you get 2 guys that you know are going to play and you need somebody who could just win you a week, like Taysom Hill is that guy.
Yeah. No, I like it a lot. That was fun.
Yeah. So we will go through the team. I kind of just went through most of it. We got a 4-6-7-3. Baker Mayfield, Drake May, Cam Ward, Spencer Rattler. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, James Conner, Tony Pollard, Tyrone Tracy, Garendo. Wide receivers, Worthy, Diggs, Agbuka, Besh, Tillman, Atwell, and IO Manor. Might struggle a little early in the season. Tight ends, Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry, and the moon ball to Taysom Hill.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's fun to me. That sounds good.
Yeah. So now we have a minute we could actually discuss things.
Sure. Yes.
Do you see the Frank Ragnow stuff?
No, probably not.
Yeah, the Lions center retired.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Frank Ragnow retired today.
Wow, I was just when I was at the center, the office just now. I was looking at the news and notes, and I didn't see that. Did that just happen?
Happened a couple hours ago, or actually,
Oh, I just glossed over it. I just like sometimes if
yeah,
I don't see like an
yeah,
offensive name that I recognize, I just like don't even read it. Wow, yeah, look at that. That's crazy.
yeah. So I've been like not completely fading Lions, but a little underweight, and it feels pretty good right now. Like, because like I'm not saying that they're going to be bad, right? But they're probably not going to score 33 points a game, missing Ragnow and Kevin Zeitler.
Yeah,
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
I think it's kind of interesting, honestly. I still really like Gibbs to take a step forward because he's just so damn good, and he's kind of been limited on his touches where I could see him just like going completely nuclear and just taking over the whole thing back there to some degree. But I was talking to Emo Cowboy about this backstage before we went live yesterday. He kind of shut it down. He has some good reasons for it, but I was like, man, looking at the Amon-Ra, like just general box score even from last year, he did take a step back. His efficiency, yes, went up, but that is one thing that could easily regress in the touchdown category. But his overall yardage went way down with how big of a step forward the JMO took. And he's also like an ascending player in my mind as well. So
yeah, Amon was absolutely a touchdown dependent play, but he got touchdowns every week. Like not that he would have been fine without the touchdowns, like a fine play, but he would not have been a smash.
No, not like a 106 where he was going.
Right.
And I think people hear me say that, and they're like, oh, you don't like Amon-Ra? He's so good. It's like, yes, he is so good. But when you compare him to like the 150 target Nico Collins stays healthy the whole year season, maybe like a 15 touchdown because he's such a big guy, like a Mike Evans touchdown season could be in his card. Same with BTJ. Amon-Ra works a little bit more underneath. Touchdowns don't seem to come for those kind of guys as much. So,
right. And I mean, I'm not in on Laporta, but like Laporta is pretty good in the red zone. Like they just didn't happen to use him as much last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we will be entering a 30-second Bestball Mania. What's your like last year? Before we get into that though, like you had what 5 finals teams or
semifinals? Oh man, I wish.
Yeah. I misspoke. I said semifinal earlier. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Earlier. I was really liking that with because it was a rough year for the zero RB bros like myself, just how I tend to draft. And we had only 20 out of the 150 teams get through. I think even the year before where I did like 64 teams or something like that, I had like 19 get through. So just to have only 20 teams out of 150 was pretty demoralizing. But then I realized the teams that did get through were very strong because they had like the Chase Browns and the Bucky Irvings, and my wide receivers weren't injured and stuff like that. Yeah. And so just thinking about how it worked out was like, I kind of like that. Like maybe I don't have the best advance rates, but when a team does get there, it's because I took a gamble in the draft and I pushed it, and then it ended up hitting, and now it's like looking really strong. And 2 of those teams were in second place in the semifinals. They never really came close. Close one was like 14 points behind first, but we were close. It was funny actually. Yeah. Both those teams were Bijan teams too.
Oh, so nice. And
not completely zero RB.
Bijan was like a smash in week 17. So if you could have fit that 17 points in or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you looked. I'm sure you did. I would have. I would have been like, how would have it done? You know,
one was a weird one. It was like a Bears double stack, and it had like Keenan and Rome with Caleb, and I think Keenan might have had a decent week, but it was the Bear. I don't remember what it was, but it was like the Bears just kind of shit the bed like on Thursday Night Football or something, and I don't remember. Keenan had an okay game, but Rome did nothing. Caleb did nothing, so it was behind the 8 ball from the beginning. But
yeah. All right, so we will be entering a BBM 30 seconds, and we will be entering it in 10 seconds. I don't give a countdown. I don't know how much you watch. I just kind of guess what 10 seconds was, and I hit enter then.
I like that. Yeah, the countdown is very corny. I've said that before, and I feel awkward every time I do it.
Yeah. So we got 9 more to start.
Perfect. Yeah. Come on in here.
And so, you feel good about all the people you were slightly fading, and like they're starting to fall down, and then like the people you were taking that go up in value, you feel bad about, or like Hampton. I was pretty in on Hampton even at launch, but then like Tyreek Hill, who's falling now, like I've kind of been underweight on. Like it's kind of funny. Like every pick, like you're attached to it somehow.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the portfolio is absolutely. Every time I see positive coach speak on ETN today, why would we ever trade that guy? It's like, okay, that's a strong sentence from Cohen there. Go to check my ETN exposure. It's like a 6%. Like no one, I've not been excited about ETN or thought he was like a amazing value or anything. But
yeah,
if you had a lot of ETN, you probably feel pretty good about that. Or maybe you hoped he got traded. I'm not sure actually, but
I have like no ETN post draft.
Granted, he looked pretty bad last year, so it might not be the worst player stance to have,
Like, the Liam Cohen thing today, though, like makes me like, well, I'm going to take some now.
Right. And definitely makes me a little skittish on Tootin, who I have like 25% of. So
I slowed down when I realized I was at 20%. So like I'm at like 18, slowed down.
I think I did too. I might actually be. Let me check. I think I'm probably more around like 18.
I love this. Chris, appreciate Huham's bringing on smaller streamers to give them visibility.
What's up, Mazone? How we doing?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Last year I done a bunch of drafts against you, and I mean my advance rate was one of the worst and probably of anybody. So, but I mean,
were tough rooms, honestly, they really were.
Right, and that's something I learned is that I want to make sure to not do all of my stuff on stream. Like
there you go.
It's so much worse. I like streaming, but like I'm gonna do it a lot, but I'm gonna not go into other people's stream rooms as often.
Yeah.
This is not filling at all. We're still waiting on 6 for a BBM 30-second.
We can sound the bat signal. Maybe,
yeah, that'd be great.
I'll hit the Discord.
And then for the most part, we like I'm having trouble filling some rooms like while I'm on stream. So I usually try the 30-second one and then I back out and then end up doing a 20-second one. And like you get some crazy stuff in the non-stream draft rooms, like Darkside Dez is saying there.
Yeah. I've been doing about 1 in the morning and 1 before bed. I definitely like capitalizing on that West Coast like EV. That is a real thing. Like we get weird rooms. Like if I start a draft at like 11:30, sometimes it takes a while to fill and there'll be like an auto drafter. Sometimes, some dude's just like drunk doing whatever. And there's like really fun rooms you can get in at night.
Yeah, that's one reason I like staying up and doing them then.
Definitely.
So we got I'm going to look for that one where it was it this one? Yeah. All right. This is one that I had. Jade Daniels, Drake May, Cam Ward. Quarterbacks went crazy.
Yeah.
And then I just took Mariota because I think he's just a good pick no matter what.
Totally. Yeah.
CMC fell back to 21. Kenneth Walker, Travion Henderson, insane. Pacheco, Rashad White, Hunter, Giddens. And then Nico, Ridley, Golden, Kyle Williams, Wandale, Io Manor.
Yeah, I like it.
Then, like anchor wide receiver here.
Yeah, no, that's really strong, man. That's a really strong team.
Yeah, and I felt pretty good about that. We are. How many are we waiting on now? We are waiting on 4. Still waiting on 4 for a 30-second.
Who's are these your ranks we have in here?
Yeah, I've
got the BBG Saquon ranking. You got this. Let's go.
I only put him there so I don't have 0%.
Well, Well, you got 1%, I guess. Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna be hard to get at 6, but
I think I have 2%. Like I do take him at 4 sometimes if he falls to 4. Like I don't like it. I really I almost want to just hard fade him, but based on the fades that I made last year, like I did a bunch of 0% fades last year, and Aaron Jones was one of those, and he was an advanced rate monster, you know.
Yeah, right.
And
that's true. He was, yeah, he really was a good pick.
Yeah, and I mean he didn't do anything in the postseason or anything, but yeah.
What round was he? Like a 7th? I don't remember actually. 8th?
He was he went around where Tyler or Jalen Warren went because I had like 25% Jalen Warren.
Oh,
so I just basically took him every time. I'm like, oh yeah, leg up, loves him. Let's do it. You know, like
it's just so annoying because people will never agree I still think to this day that was a good process. I think he would have taken the job from Najee if he didn't get hurt before the start of the season.
Hold on a second. Why is this not updating?
I don't know.
Let me.
What's not updating?
Okay. There we go.
Oh.
The on this. So I don't know how I want this stuff set up right now because my setup before was a little different. I see. It's way behind on the YouTube thing.
Got it.
Because I have it in a different tab. But I didn't think it was updating the actual page. So
yeah.
I am not in.
What did we get any other coach speak news today? There's ETN. I know Brian Robinson got some I don't know, kind of interesting encouragement at least as far as being on the last year of his contract.
I haven't looked at Coach Speak Index today. I took a really long nap and felt great.
All right, who hands is dialed in right now? I love this.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Perfect.
But
there was one more. I can't even remember. Oh, it was Kayshon Boutte, but whatever.
Yeah, I am not in on Jalen Warren as much this year, which I'm also not really in on Caleb Johnson. Like Warren's a fine pick, but I'm not going to be overweight or anything. I don't know how you feel about it.
Sorry, I was. Did you ask me about Jalen Warren? Sorry, I was reading the question about Jalen Warren. No, I was saying last night on stream, probably not. I think Warren is I think he's more of a hindrance to Caleb Johnson if he's anywhere usable. I just know he's really good in pass pro, so they're not going to pull him off the field. But I think Caleb Johnson, from what I saw and what he did in college and everything, that he could just fully take the job by the end of the season. But I think it might be kind of slow. I just don't see why you would take Warren off the field when he is legit one of the best NFL players at pass protection. There's just no need to take him off the field. So it could be kind of like a Najee Warren situation again. But the bet on Warren last year was that he's going to be more efficient than Najee and he's going to take over the backfield to some degree, or just get Najee at least down to maybe 45% of snaps or something like that. And
right.
I just don't think he's going to do that with the rookie. I don't think he would move in that direction.
Yeah. But will they?
Oh, that happens a lot. Yeah. Sometimes it'll be it'll say it'll just be you're on the clock, and it's oh, it still says I'm waiting for 4 people. It's kind of weird. So what's going on? We got Tyler in here.
I think I instead of hitting refresh, I hit the X. So
let's check it out.
Just a second. Yeah, it's still one more to start on my phone, so we are good.
Okay. Yeah, one more for 30-second BBM if anyone wants to get in here. We got Steve in here. We got Fantasy Football Garage. We got Emo Cowboy. 30-second BBM. Need one more to fill.
Yeah. All right, there we go. We're back. Yeah, I got on a stream in, in an eliminator because it froze on me and it autoed 2 running backs when I desperately needed a quarterback, and then every quarterback except for Tyler Shuck and Daniel Jones went before pick 160. So I queued both of them up, and I was at the 1 hole, and I forgot about it, and it autopiloted me, and I forgot that was a thing, and I just took both of them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it happens. That happened to me. It'll just randomly just sit on 0 like out of nowhere, and I don't even realize that the clock's not like that we're not changing players. Like when I'm on my phone, I'm like, oh, and then I go to refresh it, and it's like, I just auto drafted Rashad White or whatever, and I'm like, oh, great.
All right, so we got Bitcoin here at the 1, line of scrimmage at the 2. Mazzoni, is it Mazzoni? Mazzone at the 6. We have the 10. And if anybody else is in here wants to shout it out,
Eddie Lacy's in here.
Eddie Lacy. Wonder if he's going to draft Keenan Allen for correlation. Like, yeah, I tend to like these picks at the back like this.
Oh, 100%. We have a lot of fun options. It's almost like too many fun options. It's hard to choose with that turn, the 15th pick there.
The best part about it is in the 3rd round, the draft room like eliminates your options because like I have a really hard time. I don't know about you taking some of those players that go in the 3rd round, like early 3rd. Like,
yeah, like which ones?
Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison. And JSN has now moved back to kind of where I think he's draftable.
He has entered a range where he's draftable. I've been kind of thinking about that too. If he falls all the way back to here, that's kind of like right where it's like pretty damn interesting. I also like Devontae Adams quite a bit.
Right. Like the ones I liked were Rashee Rice and Devontae Adams.
Right.
And now those guys are kind of moving up above the guys I didn't like. And it feels good because now I'm going to I can still take those guys,
Yeah, 100%. I think Marvin Harrison could have a really good year, though. Honestly,
I do.
I was watching. Have you watched there's like a cut up video of all the touchdowns he caught last year? He didn't have one touchdown that wasn't like amazing. Like they're all like crazy tiptoe like touchdowns, running full speed, like right over the sideline. Like they're really good catches, and it starts to show like how good he is. With the one-on-one ball, he's just got to get that separation a little bit better.
Well, I heard a really good take, and I think it's probably 100% accurate on him during the season last year. And that was, so he is he wants to run an exact route and be at an exact place, timing, all that stuff. And Kyler plays off rhythm. All right, so Nico, Brian Thomas, or McCaffrey, which one?
Yeah, good question. Good question. I mean, do you want to? I'd probably take the receiver because
me too.
I worry that the wide receivers at the 3-4 turn look trash. We might like some of the running backs. But yeah, Nico or BTJ is a total coin flip. I kind of like Nico a little bit more.
That's kind of where I'm at as well.
Yeah. Like Travis Hunter is on the Jaguars. Just like little things. Lawrence has been hurt. Hunter got drafted there. Beyond that, it's just like a coin flip.
Nico and BTJ are both players that I've flipped the board with in time box contest. So I like both of them quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the Harris thing. So like, so if he has the time to learn, like it makes me think that maybe he just doesn't do the whole yard ball thing very well. Right. And if Kyler gets better at the timing stuff and Marvin Harrison gets better at the yard stuff, like it could all come together into one glorious thing. But I like
that take. Yeah, I like that take. Honestly, that's sharp, huh? Interesting. All right.
Yeah, I'll
take that with a grain of salt. Yeah. I don't mind that.
I still have a hard time clicking them because Rashee Rice is usually still available.
True. Yeah, that's definitely
Like,
more locked and loaded, like easy pick to make.
right. Achance starting to move up too. Who I think he's a smash. Like Ben Gretsch, I think it was Gretsch today said that he could be like a first. Gretsch was saying that Siegel maybe. I can't remember exactly what it was, but basically he could be a first round pick.
Wow, we almost got McCaffrey at 15.
Yeah.
What's up? You don't like London?
I'm fine with London.
Okay. I just saw that you queued the other guys first. Is there? Do you want to do Lad? Well, I don't. The week 17 doesn't get me going too
I'm up
much.
for whatever. Like London's fine. Bowers is fine.
Let's do. Oh man, let's go. Yeah, let's do London. Let's do London.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been wanting to get more Bowers going, but it's just I don't know. It's fun to go double receiver. The team always looks better on paper.
And Bowers is falling still. Like.
True. Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
But at a certain point, it doesn't really matter because it's like maybe Nico was the guy you needed anyways, or maybe Puka was the guy. And it's just like, Bowers is just a good pick in general.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm actually
live to. He outscored Lad McConkey last year. He's live to do it again. Like people don't want to say things like that, but it's true.
Absolutely. But Lad also like I think Lad should be mentioned in the same breath as Drake London. Like I think that I've been on him the whole offseason. I don't have a ton of him. I have like 12.5%, but like that's a pretty okay stand on a second round player.
Yeah.
Is that actually Eddie Lacy? Well, if it is, he's not using Gilbert's rankings. So
no.
So like we do know that.
Are we in the league at the 12th? Yeah. Yeah, no, I love Lad's a smash of a pick. I could see him totally having an Amon-Ra type season.
Oh yeah.
They do have a really strong run game and other options, but it doesn't really matter. I was actually thinking about that. Someone asked me last night, who has bigger upside if the starter goes down, Jaden Higgins or Trey Harris? And I was like, I don't think Lad going down helps Trey Harris like at all. I think that would throw off the entire offense of the Chargers, honestly.
I mean, I think it's actually more bullish for Quentin Johnston.
Sure, yeah.
Like the way I would look at it myself.
Sure. Yeah. Do you mean like Trey like they play different roles on the field or that Quentin Johnston is better than Trey Harris?
I think Trey Harris is a direct replacement for Mike Williams.
I agree. Yeah, I like that.
And I think that Quentin Johnston's role he had last year is going to stay the same. I think that Mike Williams is there to replace Josh Palmer's role, and that Trey Harris is there to do it down the stretch.
Wasn't Johnston running on the outside though?
He did some, yeah, but like that was in 3 wide receiver sets, right?
I thought he was mainly running on the outside.
Well, maybe right.
He wasn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
No, he was, but like it's because he was in 3 wide receiver sets and not in 2. So they brought McConkey in quite a bit, I believe, into the slot on 3 wide receiver sets.
Yeah. Did they run a lot of 12 last year though? I figured they might with all the tight ends they brought in. But I don't remember. I don't know if they did or not.
I don't know what the split was.
Okay.
I know that later in the year they tended to like Herbert had several games in a row where he passed the ball a bunch. And then there was like 2 games that they just ran the ball. So like they're going to do the Chiefs stuff to where all they care about is winning.
Yeah, right.
So if their defense is better, and I don't think it's supposed to be. Okay, so Quentin played a lot of Z and X. Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of what I thought was a fact. All right, so we are 2 picks away. Devontae and Brees are still available.
That's exactly how I would have it, actually. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I think Adams is still such a good. I love Brees, and we do need a running back, but at the same time, Adams is such a good pick. So,
and it's a bring back.
Anchor running back, 3rd round. I got no worries with that pick whatsoever.
Me either. And yeah, my rankings aren't like fully up to date. I made them like 5 days ago or something. Like I kind of retooled them a little bit. I moved Christian Kirk up today just a little because I was getting none of him. But
I've been taking him. Like he ends that tier for me just a little bit. But Noel's been getting some good coach speak, so I'm definitely not like he's not like a great pick in my eyes, but he's interesting. He just seems live to be the starting slot receiver for the Texans, and we saw how good that was for Diggs last year, and
I mean, Diggs was way better. People don't remember how good Diggs actually was last year over there.
Oh, Diggs was great last year. Okay, this is always fun. It's like, do you want the high upside spike week wide receiver? Kyron at running back is interesting. Elite quarterback. Honestly, I don't mind Hampton for the week 17 correlation. I've been getting pretty hyped on him. Hunter's pretty sick as well. I'd probably be Hunter, JMO.
Hunter, Worthy. Hunter.
Yeah, I'll quote Hunter. If you wanted.
Yeah, Hunter's perfectly fine.
Total. Oh yeah, you were just saying how you're kind of down the Lions offense. So yeah, we're not taking JMO, but
I'm not down on the like. I don't want zero of those guys. Like, and bringing Hampton all the way up, like, is Hampton? That's like 8 picks that you're bringing him up, but it's not like you're getting different because the beginning of this contest he was being drafted over here.
No, but I do think he's one of my favorite players in round 4. I kind of just like,
I
just make it happen sometimes. But with Brees, it was like if we had Adams, I might have pushed for it a little bit more. Not that I'm going to make you do anything, of course.
Oh no, we're drafting this team mostly going to be your takes. I'm just going to kind of give you ideas. Like,
you said you were in on Hampton, so I've just kind of been like, man, this is everything we could ever want. And the only reason he's this cheap is because Najee Harris is on the team, who I already don't think is any good whatsoever. Right. It's like, man, we could be getting such a good price on this guy for the profile. First round running back. Like for one, think about that. How often do we get a first round running back to draft their rookie season? It's very rare. You usually get like one. It's like a Bijan or whatever, like the main guy, a Genty. But then you think back to a couple, like the difference between the price between him and Genty right now, even though Genty's on a worse offense, like in theory, like the Chargers should be a team that scores more points. And you still get that first round draft capital. It just seems like if Najee wasn't on the team, this guy would go next to this, probably go ahead of Bucky, maybe over Jonathan Taylor. So,
I don't understand why he goes at the back end. It's mostly because you start 3 wide receivers, right. And the elite quarterbacks are tantalizing. Like, it's weird here that Jaden Daniels goes 4 picks before Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
If that was a McLaurin team, I wouldn't have any issue with or any thought about it, but it feels a little odd.
No, Lamar at 43 is pretty awesome. You're not going wrong with the elite quarterbacks in the 4th. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I think the Travis Hunter and the Hampton is definitely the bigger swing, but yeah, you're definitely not going wrong with one of those quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I really like the running backs that come back around over here as well. And if we took Hampton there, like, because the whole back to front drafting thing, which I know you do quite a bit as well, like knowing what your team needs and then knowing what the next 3 or 4 rounds like are going to be available, like, is a big deal, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, and I was kind of thinking, and that's why I'm like, I don't mind getting another wide receiver because this turn can be kind of make or break for me. I've kind of been establishing more definitive tiers just by the more drafts I do. And like,
right.
There's a couple wide receivers that if they're not there, it's like I immediately pivot over to the Kenneth Walkers, the Chubas, the running back, because they're just so live to be better picks than middling wide receivers there that we're just kind of forcing just to catch up. But I like what Mazzone said, just one to get the one at every position.
Yeah.
Easy game.
I've done a couple drafts,
dude.
I've did a couple drafts like that where it's like, it's usually from over here, but it's like Jonathan Taylor falls. You get like Jefferson, Taylor, McBride, and then you just for whatever reason, Jaden Daniels sometimes like he goes all over the place.
Yeah, he does. He does.
There for about 2 days, he was flipping past like into the 5th round half the time.
Yep.
Like, which is nuts.
I would agree. So yeah, you can buy the mix and dip on the walking boot thing. Obviously, it's only June. I don't mind that, and we have Houston already.
Yeah, I think that feels awesome.
I would probably just go that route, honestly, and not even overcomplicate it.
16% basically.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, so we're in on mixing. I love it.
Yeah, we are very in. Like, I've said it a bunch. Like, I am not at all scared of Ogunbowale or Woody Marks.
No, totally. And
yeah,
I was kind of building teams with 5th, 6th round running backs last year, and I liked how those teams always did. Those teams that were pretty good, like because I'd have Kenneth Walker or something from last year as my anchor, Joe Mixon or something, last year as my anchor, and built some strong teams with these running backs in the 5th.
Bitcoin doesn't chance it. He's like,
no,
I know that guy over there in the 10 hole. We'll take naked Joe Burrow. Like,
oh, totally. Yeah, it's a scary game. If you get both McBride and obviously you have Chase, I don't mind pushing it because it's like, all right, I'm probably getting Kyler, who's also a pretty damn good bet at quarterback this year. So, but yeah.
All right, so
we're just buying dips. I don't mind it.
Yeah. We could do that.
I'd be Addison over Jennings.
Yeah, I'm not big on Jennings either, as you see. Okay. But
Olave is also the other one that I always see that I'm just like, I could see how that's a great pick.
Whichever, I'm fine with either.
Do you think Addison's touchdowns are fluky? That's like if you say no, then take him. If say yes, take Olave.
I mean, it's an upside game, man. Right?
Perfect. There you go. I love it.
Yeah, like so. Justin Jefferson, I don't have it on me. So like, Justin Jefferson had an insane week 15 or 16, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right, I know one of those weeks, like Jefferson was like wide receiver 4 on the week. That same week, Addison was wide receiver number 2, I think. It's like he had 3 touchdowns and like 50 less yards or something. But like, and Jefferson had 2 and like 150. It's like,
for sure. We're probably not getting CLV, and that would be like one concern, but it doesn't really matter that much.
Right.
Because the trial will happen in June. I think we can all pretty much safely assume he's probably getting suspended like 2 games or something, and that will be a red tag next to his name that people will drop him because of that or whatever. But he's just good. Yeah. And when guys just score touchdowns, because the thing is, Justin Jefferson is huge, like a huge part of that. Like Addison's open deep over the middle because Jefferson has 2 guys covering him on an out route or whatever. Like,
I mean, when they drafted him, they literally just said, we just want somebody who could beat man. Because JJ's like, that's exactly what they said. And guess what? Addison could beat man.
Let's go. I love it. Yep. You got to believe in McCarthy, which some people have a hard time with. I don't really know. I'm kind of just like really crossing my fingers and hoping that he can be good in the NFL. But
yeah, I mean,
I'm good in negative things.
I'm a believer in KOC above all else.
So that's my thing.
Yeah, we'll go through the team real quick. We have a 0-2-4-0. We got Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, Nico Collins with the Joe Mixon, Drake London, Travis Hunter, and Jordan Addison. We don't really have any bring back kind of thing yet, but like bring backs are nice, but it's a tiebreaker, right? Like it's just a tiebreaker.
Exactly. There wasn't really a time. I guess you could say that
if we brought Hampton
having a better season than Mixon, and I think we played the Hampton thing right because we had already taken Breece, so it's like let's get that third wide receiver because like we said at the 5-6 turn, there's probably going to be a running back we want there. It'd be kind of tough. It'd be tough to go like 3 running backs. I know some people don't have a problem with that, but I'll just tell you right now, if you get a team through, you want really strong receivers. You don't want to be looking down at Darius Slayton and Diami Brown. Like you want to make sure your wide receivers can hit that week and just get lucky, basically.
Yeah, and if we take Hampton, we might not be able to take that Joe Mixon slide.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we'd have to force on Rome Odunze, Godwin, like guys I'm like not super excited about, but we would have had to do it. But I know I love how this turned out.
Yeah, I really like this so far.
We got good options here too, honestly.
Yeah, there's 4 players there, 5 players there. I really, really like.
Yeah, definitely.
If we can get 2 of them around this corner,
this is epic.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just start saying the names that I think are interesting. It'd be Pearsall and Reed first off, of course. Yeah. Hawkinson's a Minnesota double, Mooney's an Atlanta double.
Yeah. Do we want to do this, or this? Like, I'm fine with any of it.
I wonder if Pearsall falls, because if you click on him, it says he has a hamstring injury right now.
Right. Yeah, so, I'm up for this.
Do you like Hawkinson or Mooney more?
I like both of them equally.
Let's go Hawk. Let's go Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah, I like both of them equally. Like, I have a little more Mooney, but I just took him over and over again past pick 95. Like, because he was going at the back end over here, right?
Right.
For the first couple of weeks. I had like 20%. I wasn't 43% or whatever PPR Tyler is, but like I had some, like it was a good pick. It's still
I loaded up in the 8th, and I will say now that I notice he's like pretty far ahead as my most owned wide receiver, I'm like, I should probably stop taking so much Darnell Mooney because it's just Darnell Mooney.
There is one more wide receiver we could add to this who's been falling recently, who kind of makes sense for our team, but it would be one of those, like with the players that are going to be available, though, I don't think we can do it. Like, because he would be a tier break guy. And that's Josh Downs. Like, if everybody went that we wanted, it doesn't matter. He went right there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we might just end up getting this Mooney double. Oh, don't get it. Then we just take a good running back. Yeah, there's so many good options. Swift or Pollard. Man, that's a tough call. I might lean Swift. I don't know. How do you feel?
Okay. I'm much more into Pollard, but I do kind of want a piece of that San Francisco game in every.
I know. I just don't think there's any SF for us left to get. So maybe just go Pollard.
I mean, there is. We still have Garendo on the board.
Okay. It's fine. I just looked at Brees and I looked at Mixon, and I just thought of like who has more potential upside, and it'd be like that Bears offense really exploding, and
yeah,
Swift's a little bit more explosive than Pollard is,
and it opens up for us to have an excuse to take Caleb on a slide as well.
Yeah,
I don't love that, and then because if let's say Caleb Williams falls back, which happens sometimes, right? Luther Burden usually isn't gone either, so you could smash Luther Burden there, right?
Yeah, right. That's actually very true. Yeah, he might fall.
Yeah, and because he's been falling a little bit since the soft tissue thing, right?
Yeah, seriously. So yeah, we could end up with like a sneaky Bears double, which is super fun with the Garendo bring back. Actually, sounds like how that game would probably play out too.
let me look up and see if that's true.
CMC gets hurt week 14. Garendo's in for the playoff stretch, and the Bears are not as good as we thought they were, but the run game is still good, but the passing game never got there. So they're using quick outs to burden. DJ Moore quit on the team a while ago, and it's just the perfect recipe.
Yeah, Andy B is correct there, but so it was 8 point.
I'm back from an ACL MCL tear. Yeah.
Yeah, and he only he was slowly ramping up, and he really started looking better each week too. So yeah, and Ben Johnson, everybody's in, right? And Zacchaeus is free, but I'm not in on that. But he is free.
Yeah, he is.
And I'm actually not 100% out on just tacking on a Cole Kmet in the last round. I don't know what you feel about that.
You know what? I don't mind it. Honestly, I don't mind it.
I'm not saying I'm going to have much of it, but if I need a third tight end, and especially on a team, if I took Tyler Warren and I'm worried about an early season thing, because if I didn't have Hawk and my first one was Tyler Warren and then I have Freiermuth or something, right? Tacking on a guy that you're stacked and you have that, there's a lot of a lot of hurdles to get to for me to do it, but I don't hate the pick.
No. No, so Caleb is falling as of now. We don't get Burden, but it's an option. Don't need to force it. I mean, our boy's there. I mean,
yeah,
that's like literally the best pick on the board right now.
And he's stacked.
Oh God, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these two, right? Like
it's 100% Fields for me, and it's not even a Jets fan take. That is an objective.
Yes, no
fantasy scoring points take.
I'm also in, but I just mean like for our team.
Yeah, no, maybe
like no
yeah.
matter
I don't know if there's more risk of one coming. I think Fields is more risky to get snapped up just at random, whereas Caleb, people typically like to stack a little more.
And we get it. We got the Fields.
Let's go. Caleb goes. It's not the end of the world. He probably has Roma Dunze, I'm assuming, or DJ Moore. But we have a double stack with Houston. We have Trevor Lawrence. We have a double stack with McCarthy.
Eddie Lacy takes the bear.
Fair. That's a fair point. He should have taken Swift and given us Mooney. Come on.
Yeah, like what are you doing, guy? Like,
come on, Eddie Lacy, figure it out.
Like somebody the other day was talking about how they should add in draft trades to an underdog format.
Yeah,
and like I'd swap right now. Like,
so yeah, me too. Honestly,
yeah.
I tabbed a receiver just to make sure because we're falling behind. Not falling behind, but I think we might need to hit this. Yeah, who's your favorite like guess at a spike week guy? Maybe Kyle Williams for a bring back. That's a big reach, but
it is. I love Kyle Williams.
I could see.
I'm up for any of those three. Do you want the bring back or do you want Shaheed?
I'm wondering if we can get both. So let's go Shaheed and see if he can fall. Yeah, I don't think it's worth the reach.
Now we are at that 1-3-5-1.
There it is. This team looks good. We got good quarterback options coming back to us, like 4 different guys, honestly.
Yeah. So team right now is Justin Fields, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift. Wide receivers, Nico, Drake London, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, Rashid Shaheed, and Hawkinson. So the great thing about the Hunter pick as well, and I thought about it while you were talking afterwards. So we knew that Brian Thomas went on the inside of us. So that gives us the leverage to be able to take Trevor Lawrence if we want him.
And that's amazing. I really like that. That is that is stuff that like it's hard to think of everything that you want to think through in a draft when you get 30 seconds, you're on the clock and putting it all together and planning it back to front.
Right.
Yeah. So that's another great point. So
yeah, and I'm in on that offense too, and I'm kind of in on like Brett Strangelator and what do you think of Diami Brown? Like while you're here, like I don't know what to think there.
Like as a player. You want to know what I really think is that Jaden Daniels is really freaking good, and he elevated guys like Noah Brown, Olamide Zaccheaus, and Diami Brown last year. And I don't know if they're really that. Like, I don't think any of those guys are very good at football.
That's probably a fact.
I think Jaden Daniels is really good. So that's why earlier, like when you said him or Lamar, I get why you should probably just take Lamar because it's so proven year over year. But at the same time, I literally think Jaden Daniels is the next Lamar Jackson, and I think he's going to elevate anyone who's on that team up to a higher level, basically. So I'm actually in like on Noah Brown for that reason. It's like a super late pick because I just got faith in Jaden Daniels. And
I'm actually Jaden Daniels over Josh Allen as my number 2. So
there you go. Me too. Yeah, I have it Lamar, Jaden, Josh as well.
And I don't get to, and Josh still goes first every time. And I'm like, I have to take him some. Like I don't want 0 Josh Allen.
No. But the Commanders' schedule is so good for passing for Jaden Daniels just being pushed this season. Like it's going to be a fun. Who's the least? If I had to, well, it'd probably be Giants. I just assume with that they have a really hard schedule, and then they're going to be rolling a rookie quarterback. The defense might be okay though to win a couple games. I don't know.
I lean Saints.
Oh okay, that's a better one.
It just like I don't know if you can count them in that though, like because they're literally just purging salary. Like the Browns are like the same situation. Like I think the Browns overall have a solid roster. Like they're just missing a quarterback. Like if Aaron Rodgers signed with them for some reason, which I don't think would ever happen, but like how many wins do you think that? Like, I know you hate Aaron Rodgers, but like he's
With the
better than
Browns.
he's better than Kenny Pickett, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, that they'd probably win 8 games or whatever,
right,
you know?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
they totally would.
right, and I just think that if Kenny Pickett is okay, or Joe Flacco can do what he did 2 years ago for a few games, like that team could be a surprise. And I think their overall roster
Yeah,
is better.
exactly, and it's we don't know who the quarterback is, but I keep saying it's gonna be better than Deshaun. Damn
Oh,
it, dude, no way,
oh
so
man,
close.
yeah,
Wow, Houston triple is kind of crazy, but I
yeah.
don't
Do
know.
that and then push him around.
Easily, yeah. I don't think we'd be giving up Lawrence to the BTJ drafter. So if you wanted 3 quarterbacks, we could successfully
Well,
probably get Lawrence,
yeah, he
Stroud,
has.
and Fields. Oh,
Well,
he's got 2 quarterbacks.
he
Okay.
has two, and he has one. He's not going to take. So we gift him Trevor Lawrence. We take Christian Kirk. You in on this?
I think so. I think I am. Yeah. I think I like that. I just
Or
have the
Loveland, or
presume.
Loveland.
Nah, I'd rather do the Komet thing later.
All right.
Yeah. I like the idea of it just being simple enough to where it was like, oh yeah, Kirk was
Oh,
the starting slot, Nico is amazing, and Joe Mixon's the starting running back, and the Texans offense wasn't as bad as last year.
and
And then you just simply have just a really solid bet put down.
and Kirk could just like, the reason I'm going to start taking more of him is because the players that were advanced rate monsters last year, I basically was like, well, they're not going to be there in the playoffs, so they're worthless, and that was
Right.
wrong.
No,
And
they'll be there, but maybe they have a lesser role, right? But you never
right,
know. Like everything's so yeah, maybe they actually don't have a lesser role, right? But I see what
right,
you mean, because I was kind of doing stuff like that last year as well.
yeah, and like I think Christian Kirk could be one of those guys that in the 11th round is one of the best 2 picks. Like, I mean, Drake May is the best pick here,
Yeah.
but like other than that,
I agree. Yeah, honestly, like he's just a solid
and,
advance rate piece, and we have 3 starting running backs already. I feel really good about that pick. It's Stroud,
all right, yeah,
triple stacked, and
yeah,
maybe we get a McCarthy fall. Like, and now here's the ideal thing: is we have a couple quarterback outs that if they fall back, great. If not, we can be done at 2 and not even worry about it. So that's how I've been
absolutely,
doing the 3rd quarterback thing.
yeah, me too. Like if JJ makes it all the way back to us, we go ahead and do it. If he
Yeah.
doesn't, it doesn't matter. If
If Penix is there, I would consider it. With London, I could see those two. Just that just being like, because when
yeah,
you get down there and it's like, okay, do I really want
that,
Austin Eckler, Brenton Strange, or just take my like Drake London pick stacked? Like I'll probably just take London stacked.
all the running backs I like are kind of off the board now.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we have legit 3 starters. If we just get 3
Yeah,
handcuffs on this team, and if
yeah,
we can
go 6.
successfully just identify 3 guys that we think were probably the running back 2s, then I think we're looking really good. I don't really care for any Justice Hills or any contingent bets whatsoever. I want the pure zeros or the smashes, like the Giddens or the Jarquez Hunter. I don't know. Stuff like that, basically. That's how I like to
Yeah,
do it, at least if I already have Mixon, Brees, and Swift.
you named the one that I definitely want. I have 17% of that player.
Okay. One of them.
Yeah, one of those guys who is moving up everyone's board. So
Okay, probably Hunter then.
yeah, it's definitely Hunter. Like I am very in on Travis or Jarquez Hunter. I think by the start of the season, he's going to be up here in like round 13, 14.
I could see that. And I remember someone explaining or just watching a video about it, but he's just so different than Kyron, right? Like that's why it makes him so interesting.
It might have been me because like
Might have been, yeah.
my whole thing with Jarquez is he is like they said, and the coach speak at some point said like he's explosive. Like that is something that Kyron and Blake Corum don't have. Is
No.
they want to add explosive plays, and so and he's going to be better as a receiver most likely than either one of the other two. So if he can be okay at pass blocking, he's going to end up as a third down back. And I know rookies, it takes them a while usually to get there, but I think that by the end of the season when it matters, worst case scenario, he's their third down back and has like a Rashad White style role.
That's
But
interesting. Yeah, yeah. No, I just It's hard to envision the Rams doing that.
So
yeah,
explosive.
he is definitely not. He is one of the easiest fades I have at the 3-4 turn.
Yeah, I did the whole in big board season. I took a share of Kyron Williams on a bigger board team, so I didn't have to take him in the 150 other drafts.
In case he stays healthy, all 17 again. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, I don't want him, and the team. I already took another player I wasn't big on, and I'm like, yeah, we'll just hedge with this draft.
Yeah,
like I'm okay with that. All right,
it happens.
Both of the guys went.
Yep.
I love him. I know you're not as big. I don't think we can do the quad stack.
No. Don't want the quad. I'd be tabbed a running back or tight end is interesting maybe here.
Roshan,
none of those guys are like Roshan. Or no, we have Swift.
Yeah.
We don't want any of those. Or tight end is more interesting.
Ertz, Freiermuth, Henry for the bring back.
Yeah, I like that the most actually. I really like that. But maybe tab back over to receiver real quick, just so we can take a look for our next pick.
McMillan.
Yeah, there's a couple of interesting names there over the running backs that are available because we don't want. Yeah, we'll take Henry here, but just so we have an idea.
And yeah, we could be done at two if we want.
Right. If I had to go get one of those running backs, I would probably just go get Dowdle because we don't want Roshan with Swift. We don't want Braylon with Brees.
Exactly.
I am Wright as well.
Yeah, and that's way ahead of ADP on Jalen Wright.
Yeah, down here, I don't know. Like as far as like, if not, I would go wide receiver, and I'd probably go Leggett or Tillman. But I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever you're thinking.
I'm in on one of those for sure.
Okay.
I was calling you and PPR Tyler out a little bit on the lad stuff whenever. So like whenever he first came in, like, and he was pick 13, like it was a little much. But then whenever he fell, right? Like like I was like, I think you guys are still anchoring to that. Well, I did the same thing with Xavier Leggett.
Yeah. No, he gets interesting down here. It's a first round pick last year. Tillman's just a good player. Dobbs is running with the ones. He is on the field for the Packers. Like that's very clear cut. He might just be a riser, but he's not very exciting for this team. I'll say that much. Tillman has bigger. Oh, Pat Bryant. You're the Pat Bryant guy. I wouldn't mind having my Who Hames team have Pat Bryant on it. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, so down here, I don't care. I'll reach to 30 picks. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then we could be done.
Totally. Yeah. Maybe probably 3 tight ends then.
And
unless you want to could go or what quarterback
we can be done. We don't have to be.
True.
You know, but it definitely secures that we have plenty of firepower at wide receiver. I mean, draft capital wise, I think we have to be done at that point.
Probably. Yeah. We're looking pretty done. It's hard to go any further than that, really.
Right. If somebody else, I have a hard time doing it. I did have almost 4%. So like I do have some.
That might be more than me, honestly. I've had a hard time too. It's just I don't really need receiver there that much, but sometimes he's the best pick available.
Yeah, but I'm doing the same thing you guys were doing with Ladd whenever Ladd fell to a draftable range with Leggett. Like I didn't like him because he was going 10 picks before Thielen, who I just like more. And he was going at the same spot you took Bryce Young. So if you took Leggett, you didn't get Bryce. And if you took Bryce, you got Leggett, or you got Thielen. So it was always the one. And just like PPR Tyler, I do prefer Coker to Leggett.
Yeah, Coker's definitely the most talented. I do just obviously worry about the usage. This is funny because I don't think Adam knows me, maybe, or I don't know if I've seen you in my chat before, but that is literally the bit that I've been saying since probably February this year. I've always felt that way. Tillman he's like physically very comparable to Nico Collins, but also the situation of just like, oh, Davis Mills is the quarterback, but then and that's like the Deshaun Watson, but maybe we're getting like an upgrade. I don't know. Like if Shador is good, like he might be able to unlock Cedric Tillman or something. Like there's a world where it's just funny.
I think in a vacuum, Cedric Tillman over Pat Bryant is probably the right pick. But
probably,
But like for late season upside, we don't need a guy that guarantees points. Like we have Christian Kirk for that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And like not that Tillman couldn't be an absolute smash or have late season upside, but we don't really have. We have Hunter and we have Pat Bryant now, a rookie. I just think
we needed some
Bryant,
rookies on this team.
Yeah.
We needed some rookies on this team. So we put Michael Thomas on the team, and we just make it happen from there.
Right. And the guy I would love to have is still on the board, assuming you are into that player as well.
It wasn't me on Twitter, Adam, but it has been me like every time I stream. Ooh, this is fun.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right, let's go running back. Take your guys. You here? Yeah, get him. There you go.
Yep. Jarquez Hunter. Yeah.
Smash.
Another upside play here.
Definitely.
Also different bye weeks. Like worst case scenario, like if Swift gets benched by week 8 for some reason, or I don't know when the trade deadline is anymore, but like something crazy could happen there. Now, if that tight end makes it all the way back around, do we just go 3? Or
well, we want probably. I'm trying to think how many running backs we want. Do we want to play 5 or play 6 and go with the extra tight end?
I mean, we have 3 more picks, and
yeah. So do you want 2 more running backs and a tight end? Do you want one of these quarterbacks? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Do you want
no, I don't.
Yeah. Do you want
really
those?
Don't.
Yeah.
If Darnold was there in the 20th, I'd consider it. But
I mean, Dobbins is fun. Giddens is fun.
Yeah. No.
And Taylor's fun.
I think I'm Giddens. We have a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Giddens is the play. Okay. He's the bring back we need.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's the bring back. I think he's more fun. Hey, love the Jets, love my Jets, but the Mason Taylor thing is just like, I don't know, man. I'm in on the Fields rushing, and I'm in on Breece Hall getting running lanes created by the dual threat quarterback back there. I also believe in Garrett Wilson probably getting a bunch of targets and having spike weeks. But yeah, I haven't been like super into the Mason Taylor. He's not like a crazy athletic guy, right? Like this is just like a really solid tight end for our offense, like as far as like blocking in the run game and stuff like that. So
yeah, I just think that he has to throw the ball to, like, he has to be a red zone target.
Yeah,
he has to be a red zone target, right? Like he just has to be.
I mean, yeah.
Like
with all due respect to the Jets, I just don't know how many times they're going to get to the red zone. I think we score from a little further away more often, maybe. But yeah, who knows?
Like it's Alan Lazard and Malachi Corley, right? Like, I mean, like,
yeah. I think the second target might legit be. Well, he woke up close, but Breece Hall is probably going to get like 70 targets.
Yeah, Breece Hall is probably going to get the second most targets on the team.
He might,
which is awesome.
Yeah, Mason Taylor's a monster. Hey, I loved hearing that. Let's go Jets, baby. I'll take him. But we don't really need the third tight end. Also, like, granted, if we needed a tight end there, yeah, like smash Mason Taylor. But I feel pretty good about betting. Like, if you really think about it, Hawkinson is the tight end 5 off the board. I know we took him quote unquote late. So therefore we can like draft capital, like afford to take another one. But at the same time, that's the 5th overall tight end off the board. We're taking like what I view as a potential elite tight end who could finish with easily 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. I think Hawkinson's very athletically talented in that Kevin O'Connell offense. Like could really pop. So
there's a player I think I'm okay taking if he makes it, and that's Daniel Jones. If you're interested at all. I don't know. Like, I'm not that into him, but like, I don't know.
He looks like he's going to be the starter. It just seems so. It's such a big gamble with who is actually going to be playing at the end of the season on that team.
Right. And that's the only thing that matters for our team.
It's the thing that really sucks if the team advances and you're just like, why didn't I just try to take another guy who could hit my lineup potentially here?
Right.
Whereas I think Fields and Stroud are honestly good enough bets to one, if not both of them, will pay off that ADP enough to where we're good at quarterback.
I mean, I hadn't heard that, but like he's very fast.
I haven't seen camp. Well, actually, no, there was some positive. Like, yeah, he's super fast, and he looks to like be the weapon that they drafted him for, right? Just like that speed threat down the field. And Fields can throw a good deep ball. I'll say that much.
All right. So looking at running backs, I think we definitely want a running back here, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you like?
I'd probably go Miles Sanders, honestly.
Miles, yeah,
he's just like a good pick at this point. He's running with the ones. The Brooks, I want to be in, but I did get a little spooked yesterday talking to the other one would be the Saints running back, Devin Neal or Kendre. I don't think Alvin Kamara is going to finish the season, but I don't know which one to take. So let's just take Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I've been meaning to mix him in. I took him. So on the stream last night with Fantasy Football Garage, we lax like he's like wanting to go get. Actually, Eugene Wilson would have been an okay pick there too. I forgot about him, but he went to go pick him, and then we needed somebody for week 10 because we had 3 running backs on week 10 bye, and Eugene Wilson was already drafted, and he panicked, and I was just like, Miles Sanders, and then instantly I'm like, oh no, that's week 10 bye. So we didn't help ourselves at all. Like,
wait, who is Eugene Sanders? What am I missing?
Or Eugene Wilson. He is
that
guy. He's Marshawn Lloyd's backup.
Or he's what happened? Oh, Emmanuel Wilson.
Emmanuel, not Eugene.
Yeah, okay. I was like, wait, who Wilson, is this guy? I was like, you got a new Dallas running back in the mix?
No,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I was
Emmanuel Wilson's a live pick for sure. I like it.
Yeah. So do we don't want another tight end?
Well, not necessarily. God. I mean, honestly, yes, you do. You do take that there. That is just a helpful advance rate piece who has a much more real chance of starting at the end of the year than Dimes. If Seattle's just winning games or if Darnold can just recreate.
Yeah, so smash it.
Yeah, take it.
Advance rate, smash.
Advance rate, smash. But I just feel like he has way more outs to be the starter at the end of the year. The whole thing we're worried about is the injury clause. Milrow's still a day 3 guy. Those quarterbacks oftentimes don't see the field at all. And, if they're winning games and putting up, basically if they're winning enough games, I don't think they bench him for the injury clause potentially. And so it's just a better likelihood compared to Dimes that he's going to be out there end of the season. And he'll be playing the entire season.
I am super out on Seattle as an offense, but like any starting quarterback that's available in the 18th round, like, if you only have 2, like it's probably fine to take them.
Yeah. Sorry, regarding this comment real quick. Basically, well, couple, yes, Zach Moss is obviously healthy. They never cut him. They did bring in Samaje Perine, who's very familiar with that entire system and everything. And then the fact Schneid just kind of reminded me that we've wish-casted running backs to be good on the Bengals for so long. Like we did it with Chris Evans. We did it with Trevion Williams, I believe his name was. And there's always these super interesting guys on the Bengals that never get a chance. And then you throw on top of that it's a 6th round draft pick is we're just getting a little wish casty. But I do know a lot of really sharp people loved Brooks, back in the big board days when people weren't really taking him and stuff. And he is pretty interesting from his collegiate profile, but just from a realistic standpoint, it's Zach Moss knows the system. Perine knows the system. Chase Brown was good last year. This guy's a 6th round pick, and they usually don't play rookies that much. So that's what basically spooked me on him. I would just like to hear a little bit more because we did this with Vidal last year too, where we want this guy who makes the most sense. All the other guys are super boring, but it's I need to hear, Taj Brooks is looking great in camp. Taj Brooks is, all that kind of stuff is adding up. Not just he's so much better than Zach Moss and Perine, obviously, and I know better. And I'm just waiting a little bit.
Yeah, I've taken a couple shares of them, but it's usually whenever I have Kyler or something like that. So let's go over the team. We finished 3-6-7-3. Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, and naked Sam Darnold for all the rushing upside. He actually ran more than
he does run. It's funny. I don't know how much he had, but it wasn't nothing. I know that much.
It was almost 300.
I remember yards. On Carolina, he was the 4 games he played. The first 2 games he had back-to-back 25-point weeks. Running. So 2022. That was out of 4 games, I think, and something like that. I don't know.
5
He had like
touchdowns.
102. Yeah.
Yeah. So RBs, Brees Hall, Joe Mixon, Swift, Hunter Giddens, Miles Sanders. Really, really like that. That's a very strong top, couple huge upsides, and then just a guy to get us through possibly. And he could be the one. We don't know.
Yeah.
Then Nico Collins, Drake London, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, Rashid Shaheed, Christian Kirk, Pat Bryant. Looks good. And then Hawkinson, Hunter Henry. We got a bringback. We have bringbacks on the games that we don't have the quarterbacks on all over the place. So I really like this team.
Yeah. No, I definitely like that team.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about getting to Chargers. Piece kind of forgot about that. There wasn't really a guy there for us, but I just like the general bet of Houston with all the expecting guys like, oh, Mixon was the good starter. Nico balled out this year and Kirk played the slot with Stroud, who was a 5th round pick once upon a time and is now a 11th round pick or whatever. So really clean bet for me.
Yeah. I really like it.
And you invested in the Jets run game, or we invested in the Jets run game we passed on Taylor. And that's kind of what I've been doing. Like you said, you're kind of scared on Garrett Wilson and stuff. I don't blame you, but I think that run game should be hitting pretty good. And then it's funny. I actually think Henry is probably one of the best bringbacks for that game, because that is such a way that the Jets lose. Either you're running the ball really well against us, which can happen, or you're throwing it underneath. You're not typically going deep against the Jets and stuff like that. So Henry actually fits that narrative pretty well. If you remember, like Njoku went off against the Jets even that year that they had that really sick defense in week 17, the Browns Jets game. So
let's see what Chris done, because he had that really strong start. You got Lamar Jackson, Drake May,
amazing,
Gibbs, B-Rob, Mason, Jalen Warren. Like I'm fine with Jalen Warren there. Like I'm not taking a lot of them, but that's a great pick still.
Yeah.
Trey Benson and Dowdle. Tyreek, Zay stacked up, pick 54. That's exactly where he should be going. I love it. Chris Olave, Steph Diggs, Dobbs would bring back with Wicks as well. Douglas, Tutu, Bowers, likely. You got stacks all over. Your mega stack, the Green Bay game.
I really like that team.
That's a very good team.
Yeah, I don't really have many flaws with it, like at all. I get every pick. I don't like the Warren pick, but I get why you take Warren there, because there's nothing else to take. So it's like I may as well just take like a running back who's starting at least some percentage of snaps.
I did not see this.
Travis, I saw that happen. I was like, I can see that with the coach speak from today. I get that. That makes total sense to me. Anything past pick 100, as long as it's not like super egregious, I kind of get it. It's like, if you had conviction about a guy, just take it.
Right. I assume you're going to log off for a while and get ready.
Yeah, we're gonna. I gotta put the laundry away and get the leg up and elevated, and then I'm live at 7:30 with good old MP43. Going to be doing some pug drafts, and close out these time box contests or whatever. But I had a great time, man. That team was really fun. I think we were pretty in sync on that, so I had a good time.
Yeah, I knew we would end up drafting a really good team. We're kind of, I would say like 80% of our takes are pretty similar. So
yeah. No, I've heard you say that before, and when I've tuned in, we kind of have the same thing going on. But I do like the Marvin Harrison call out with like how Kyler likes to play. That's pretty interesting to think about, and that's that next level stuff. Which is why I just trust me on the Jet stuff for this year. Fields and Brees is going to work out without Hackett and stuff. But yeah, no, I like that. I'll bring that up with Neil tonight and see what he thinks about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be there watching. I always have you guys up. Like, even if I'm on something else, like I bring it up on my phone or whatever. I
appreciate it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have this. I mean, I don't know if you do another draft after this, but I'm probably gonna throw you on my TV right now while I lay down.
Yeah. I mean, we have 28 people watching. If the chat wants to do something else, we can do something. I would love to do an eliminator. So
drop a like on the video chat and get Who Hames to do another eliminator. I got to bounce because I do have to meet my leg elevating quota for each day. But,
yeah, you got to take care of that.
I know. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I obviously not gonna see this video, but I was like, man, if my job saw that I was like sitting in a chair for 4 hours at a time instead of like elevating my leg, they'd probably be like pissed off at me. So
I mean, you could just put a stool next to your computer.
No, well, great. They're not going to see this, but I think I would just tell them, "Oh yeah, it's elevated the whole time I'm doing, like it's just up." But anyways,
right, yeah.
No, it's all good. I appreciate you having me on, Hames. That was a fun time, and I'm sure that I will have you on sometime as well. I'll be reaching out to you, and we'll make that happen. But
well, yeah,
I'll catch you and all the boys later.
Yep. Thank you for coming on. I had a blast as well, and glad you got your stuff taken care of, I guess, somewhat.
Yeah, me too. More to do tomorrow, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, later, guys. I'll catch you. Peace.
All right, everybody. We'll be doing an eliminator now. Give me 1 second to get ready. We'll just do a 20-second clock on that. And all right, I am ready. I will be entering in 10 seconds. And thanks everybody for showing up. I know most of you were here for BBG, not for the Hames, but I hope I brought something to the table. And if you like the content and you didn't know, hadn't watched me, and you enjoyed it, toss me a sub. I could definitely use it. I stream most days. Normally I stream at 4 p.m. Central. I did not today because it helped, like BBG needed to do, like it helped him to do it an hour later. So like tomorrow I will be live at 4 p.m. Central. I usually go 4 p.m. to 6 and 2 to 3 drafts almost every day. But yeah. And now I'll be able to focus on the chat, which I think is one of my strengths. We are waiting on 7 people for a 20-second elim. I'm gonna make sure I had the yep, because I got the chat one day by by clicking the wrong number. So 20-second eliminator. All right, so Warren probably would have been Mark Andrews, but he went 2 picks before. Yeah, I mean it was a great team, and I don't hate the Warren pick. It just never feels awesome, right? Rest, ice, compression, elevation is so outdated. Unlike that picture. That picture is not outdated. The Who crew always shows up. Absolutely. What's good, Ben? Yeah, I need to set this up. Like, I don't know how I want to set this up on my end. So has anybody here messed with the so the Bestball overlay? They have their website up right now. I was messing with it a little bit before I came live. I didn't really know how to navigate through it or anything. I'm going to definitely play with that a lot tonight. Definitely want to look into my combos. Actually, while I am here and before I forget, I need to go and name that team so I don't forget. So we got those 2 teams here. I've only done 6 BBMs. The only reason I done as many as I wanted to make sure I got a ton of Rashee Rice, and I screwed myself on this team by double quarterback by here. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but of these 5 teams, I got 3 shares of Rashee, so that was the goal. And we are only waiting on one person we are now drafting. I'm checking it out. Haven't messed with the website though. Nice. What's up, Mr. Mufasa? Thanks for stopping in. I think tomorrow I may end up doing a little bit of. I may do a drafters draft for one of my drafts, like a $2 drafters, if anybody is interested. So we have the 10 hole. The 10 hole is pretty rough, I think, in this, because if you go running back, or if you go wide receiver, you have an awesome wide receiver group, but running back is dead by here, like by normal, So now that BBG is gone, I don't know who all else is in here. I think Jay Strez maybe. I like drafters content the same as underdog, just never DK. All right. Yeah, and like the $2 drafter stuff is like, it's pretty awesome. Like I like the way that it looks and everything. 37% is, I mean, it's all risk tolerance, man. Right? Yeah, like I said, I've seen you around in the 5 spot. That is like one of the best spots, right? Like I really like the 5 spot because you're guaranteed to get one of the elite running backs or JJ or Jamar, and I still have JJ over CD by a decent margin. And if you want to definitely take a running back, you can just snap off CMC up there too. Like, I mean, if Genty's there, I will take Genty at the 10 spot for the eliminator. And if not, I have Puka. Yeah, we will smash Genty. And then one of these elite wide receivers should make it back. And if not, and I get Genty Achan, like wheels up, right? Like, so because Genty fell, I feel pretty good about this start, honestly. I feel really good. I'm going to assume that the theater here is going to go with Achan if he can. I've been in drafters taking advantage of the promos. Ends in June. Yeah, I'm not doing the high dollar tournament, so I'm not taking advantage of that. Welcome, Chad Candles. Thank you for showing up. Agreed, 7 to 9 is tough, and all the young guys have made drafting in the back. Yeah. All right, so we get Brian Thomas or Achan. I'll take Ashton Genty, Brian Thomas. It feels pretty good. The double week 8 bye, I do need to watch out for that for the rest of the draft. That's going to be kind of hard to advance through or past week 8, but I think week 7 is like a huge, like a pretty solid, because that's week 4, 5, 6. Okay, I can't remember which one. So that's 17, 16, 15, 14. So it's $100 to get to week 8. So I obviously wouldn't want to lose, right? But that's still 10 times your money if you get there. I'll just try to not get many more week 8 buys. Like a couple is fine, and it being the first 2 means that a lot of my draft capital will be on buy that week. But it's also the only week with 6 buys, 6 teams on buy. So most people, and most likely I'm going to be playing against somebody who at least has someone on buy that week. So I don't really mind it, and I don't think I want to take any of these other players. Like Jonathan Taylor was the other pick I would have made. Also, if the week 8 buy is bad, it means there's probably a lot of advancing teams you're playing have similar buy problems. Right? Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. Like it being the only week of 6 teams on buy, like if you stack yours up, like if you have a little heavier bye week, then you do have a like I was just saying, like you have the chance to have them have their studs on by as well. Story of my college life. That's awesome. Yeah, just out here experimenting with things. College college problems, huh? Just couldn't decide. Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, it definitely sounded like I don't. It's whatever. It doesn't bother me. Like do whatever you want to do. Yeah, I will absolutely take Jaden Daniels here. Uh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll take the elite quarterback. I am not scared off an elite quarterback. I believe it's a separator in this more than a. And I'm also not against taking 3 quarterbacks on an elite quarterback team. So we got I'll take some James Cook here. Devontae Adams is the faller and the best pick, but he's also week 8 bye. So we're going to go ahead and take James Cook, have Jaden Daniels, Ashton Genty, James Cook, and Brian Thomas. Like whoever gets Devontae Adams is an absolute smash. Absolutely. Backtrack is crazy. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, oh no, like he's like, I think I sounded in a way I didn't mean to be sounding. But yeah, I like this start. Two running backs through 4, an elite quarterback, and an absolute stud wide receiver. It feels a really good place to be in Eliminator. I will probably take a third running back with one of these 2 picks, assuming somebody is still there that I like. So, hey, thank you for showing up. I hope you enjoyed the content. I had a really good time. I'm glad you came in. I will definitely shout out to you at some point. I know that you're super busy, and I shout out Bayou Bengal. Anybody who is not, go subscribe to him. He did a ton of content last year. This year he hasn't done as much yet, but he's planning on. I believe he goes live on Thursdays, midday usually. But him and his wife actually started another YouTube channel for I think it's called Happily Ever Eats, and basically they're going to amusement parks and doing food testing, and those videos have been pretty good. So if that's something you're into, shout out Bayou Bengal. And also, I haven't got to everybody who has streams. Hey, no problem, man. So Hartman Fantasy Football is his link for anybody. Those of you who've been watching me for a while, like already know Hartman. Like he was the very first guest. He was the very first member of the Who crew. So he's an absolute legend in this channel. That is a fact. All right, so I am absolutely taking one of these running backs. Well, maybe not. 2 of them have bye week 8. So, and I'm actually a little scared on RJ Harvey. So, I think I just plug my nose and take James Conner here though. Like if week 8 gets me, week 8 gets me. No, we'll go ahead. We'll do the smarter thing. I do think rookies need to be dropped in this format a little bit. There was a ton of wide receivers available, so I don't mind doing that. And no problem, Hartman. We will take Chris Olave here. I'm pretty like I can't seem to get myself to a whole lot of Jalen Waddle, but I even last year I was Olave over Waddle. So if they were both pretty bad last year, and one of them was bad because more so for injury than anything else, like I think I'm more in on that player. Yeah, and Olave is definitely the number one wide receiver for this format too. Like for that team, not this format. Uh like Waddle is going to be very hit or miss. So Chris Olave may be a floor play some weeks, but he's going to get you something every week. Waddle tends to like disappear sometimes, right? And I definitely want. It's kind of weird to say that Olave with the concussion concerns is the consistent guy, but as long as he doesn't have the concussion issues, he's going to be a really good pick. Olave doesn't have a concussion issues this year. He's a smash. Absolutely. Yeah. And in this format as well, like, Olave isn't going to have a concussion week one, right? Like going into week one. So shouldn't he be moved up the board a little bit in this format specifically if the reason he is going late is because he's not like people are worried about what he's going to do in weeks 15, 16, 17 when the playoffs matter? Like, because the overall underdog ADP is slightly reflected in this, like Olave for this tournament should definitely be moved up because we know he's going to start the season, right? And the beginning of the season, although the late season matters, the beginning of the season matters more. We're getting second round talent in the sixth. I mean, yeah, for sure. Olave was a great target when you're catching up a wide receiver because he has potential to become a mega value. Absolutely, right? And I mean, I really like what I have built right here. And there is a player I never take who's available here, who I will take if they make it to me. I mentioned him earlier tonight. We're going to take some Sam Laporta. I don't ever get to Sam Laporta. Another bye week 8 problem, though. I don't think it matters. We're going to go ahead and do it. I don't ever get to him. He's an okay pick if he's going around TJ Hawkinson, but he never goes around TJ Hawkinson. He goes way before, right? So, and I'm in on any of these players. I would prefer Matthew Golden, but Darnell Mooney is a fantastic pick as well. And so these exposures, by the way, are for the 111 drafts I done in normal tournament, not in Eliminator. I tried to upload the Eliminator only rankings, and it like completely screwed some things up. So yeah, we're going to take the number one wide receiver on the Green Bay Packers and Matthew Golden. Also a huge upside swing there. The early buy does kind of suck, but like I don't think it's that big of a deal. And he offers the kind of upside I might need to dig out of week 8. 21% Olave post draft. I'm basically staying around the field, but the more I think about it, the more I want to go up. 19% big board. Yeah, and Golden is such a good pick. And like I have a hard time taking Jaden Reed because of it. But I have to admit, Jaden Reed is a fine pick. Like he's not a great pick, but he's a fine pick. He could Golden's. I just don't see a world where Golden's not out there all the time. But it could just be Golden, Dobbs, and Jaden Reed. They tended to use Jaden Reed a lot in like rotating in and out with him, Wicks, and everybody last year, right? So, but Jaden Reed definitely has the spike week potential. I disagree on a lot. I love AY, 5 concussions, terrible team. I like Kamara. Why compete when always down? Chase money and health as not wide receiver production. I mean, so this is the Eliminator. Like, I like him more in Eliminator, but if he is healthy, like you're chasing elite ceilings in the other formats, and yeah, most of them absolutely care about their body. What's up, Scott? Thanks for popping in. And yeah, the 5 concussions thing, like if he has another one, he may retire. I don't know. I've not heard him say anything about it. Maybe I just missed whatever that was. Because I mean that's possible. I do miss things for sure. But yeah, it's an absolute worry, but that worry is baked in the fact that he goes in the 6th round. Like that's why I personally don't have 20% Olave. Like I want to be around the field up to 10%, but in a format where early production outweighs late production because you have to win every week in Eliminator, right? For those of you who don't know the Eliminator format, it is a 6 of 12 advance and then a head to head every week to week 17. So is that okay? Yeah, so I really like it. As you see, I also really like Drake May, but I definitely need a wide receiver here. I know who I want for sure. He went. So we will go ahead and we will take Rashid Shaheed, another Spike Week guy. Or do I take? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and take Rashad Bateman because I won't have 2 Saints then. Like Shaheed in a vacuum is the pick I prefer, but to even out the bye weeks a little bit, I went ahead and took Bateman. Go. So correct. So will Fields and Brees break the body or take the win? Take to win or take money? Yeah. Remember when Brees got like 35 touches in the beginning of this game and come back from next? Like, I don't know. Like, part of it is they want to make money, so they have to perform, right? But how much of that really matters, and how much of that is their decision, right? Is the real question. So I don't like any of the picks here, honestly. So I'll just take some upside in Egbuka there. I didn't love anything at all. I definitely didn't want the Javonte Williams thing. I have a very hard time with Javonte. They're football players that play football. Like, it's like anything. Like, some people will care more about their body and their health. Other people will care more about the money. Like, they're all, they're just humans that they're going to all vary things in different ways based on their opinions and their life beliefs, right? I don't know for sure what, like most of the, I mean, obviously all of them care about their health somewhat because they work out for a living, right? Like that is part of their job is to be in peak physical shape. Some people, like when they have, and sorry about the draft board, guys. I've not been doing a good job with that today. So the way I have this set up, I have the YouTube up on a different screen, and I clicked over there earlier, and it's been messing with me because when I clicked, I went backwards in time on that, and it hasn't been live. So I've not been like I usually use that to see when I need to bring the board up if I missed it. So that is my bad. I apologize. And for those of you who are here and new, and if you enjoy, I think I mentioned it already, but subs would help quite a bit. I had 153, I think, whenever I started today. We have a goal at 250. I can't remember what number I said. I think I said 253. At 253 subs, because 250 is what normal people would do, and I'm not normal. We will have PPR Tyler on the stream, and I will be doing a draft blindfolded as he tries to direct me. It will be chaos. It will be a bad team. We will definitely load ranks in, and we will wish for the best. I thought about that before realizing that David Kitchen had done that twice, apparently. So maybe that's part of the reason why I thought about it, because like in the back of my mind, I'd heard it. But we already put the goal out there, so we will do it. And if we get there, I will definitely be shouting out to, like, I will shout out the original blindfold video in case it is good content and you wanted to watch more. You could go watch David Kitchen do it. I believe it was a Swolecast. I'm not positive what it was on. But yeah, we will definitely not take credit for that. All right, so my wide receivers are a little weak, but running back, I want one of these guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Garindo here. Or maybe not. We'll take Rachaad White. I really like Rachaad White, definitely having a role. I also like Ray Davis. So if Ray Davis comes back around, we will definitely take him. We will take two of these. It's kind of wild that Tyler Algier's ADP is so much higher in this than it is in the other formats as well. Considering that he doesn't have like a part, like he is a pure contingent guy, but he's got to do something every week, right? So the guarantee that he will see some carries, like yes, Bijan will get the bulk of the workload, but that is interesting to see Algier go quite a bit ahead in this format. So Garindo helps bye weeks, absolutely. But we could get a stack. Stacking doesn't matter as much in this format. I think we go ahead and take Garindo, and think we could be done at running back here. We have Ashton Genty, James Cook, RJ Harvey, Rachaad White, Isaac Garindo at running back. Quarterback, we have the elite Jaden Daniels. Wide receivers, Brian Thomas, Chris Olave, Matthew Golden, Rashad Bateman, Egbuka, and Sam Laporta. Maybe I should have taken a quarterback there. I'm just going to take whatever guy's left. I don't care about stacking near as much in this format. Hey, yeah, I'm wild. I'm wild like that, man. Normally I'm live later or earlier in the day. Today, so BBG could make it, we went ahead and started a little later. I mean, I love this. I love football. I love talking. I like the community. So it's just fun. That's all it is. Just fun. Bro, it's redraft, not dynasty. What are you talking about with that? What did Nakua say earlier? That's only the Rams? Oh, I missed part of this argument, apparently. He also played 10 years, retired as sure Hall of Famer. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything like holding me back because I'm single and that's never going to change. I'm going to do like, so I know me, I'm going to do what I want and I'm not going to let anybody tell me any different. Whenever it comes to like how I manage my time. So it's just easier for everyone involved for me to stay single. Absolutely. And we so and we don't have any kids. Got a nephew, spend a lot of time with him, but we can do that whenever. So most of my evenings are just free. I can just sit around and chill and hang out with the community, and it's awesome. Geno Smith for the I even get a stack all the way back here. We got Geno Smith with Jade Daniels. That is plenty at quarterback. Definitely going to hit wide receiver pretty hard. And like for eliminator, like this is a little weak overall, but I don't hate it. Like my running backs are strong enough. I have the elite here. I got a Laporta who I don't love Laporta this year, but I got a big value on him. And taking Laporta in my eyes allows me to stop at 2. All right. My favorite Niners insider says Garindo looks freakish in camps in terms of explosive play. He will be on the same field. Schemed up like Debo. I hope so, because I have 15.7% in pre-draft pre-draft I hard faded CMC because I knew that when the post-draft, if I had good news, I could just take a bunch of them. I don't regret it. Like they lied to us last year about everything, right? So why they could just be lying again. We will go ahead and take. I think we go ahead and take Dobbs here, or likely. I would love to get Ertz on the way back around. Like I'm not going to hide what I want. I would love to get Zach Ertz there. He has a different bye week than Sam Laporta, so that could work. And those two I would be fine with. Yeah, I really like Garindo. Did your first 0 RB running back on stream and it feels gross? 0 RB feels a lot worse this year than it did last year. Maybe that's the knowledge that 0 RB was awful last year, but some of the anchor RB builds, like you take one in the first or second round, actually feel pretty good. I've had some disasters this year and trying stuff like that. But I've also had some ones that look awesome. I heard that Sean is looking for someone with great hand and ball skills. He's been looking for that for a while. Bunch of ball fluffers in here. Don't knock it. Everybody has skills, sir. I don't go making fun of you for what you're good at. My vibes-based take is going to be almost impossible for a team with no elite quarterback to survive 17 weeks. Who knows what's actually going to happen? What's the construction called when you go hero wide receiver? I don't know, but so a strategy that I've been doing a bit in the different formats that it always tends to look good for me is if you go 2 wide receiver and 2 running back through the first 4 rounds, like those teams usually just feel good. And then you take 2 more wide receivers over the next 3 rounds. Like those teams generally feel pretty awesome. Hero wide receiver, like if you want to do some hero wide receiver shenanigans, play some super flex. I know you can't, like Drafters doesn't have their super flex up yet, and I don't believe you can play on underdog. I honestly think James will be leaned on the starter if CMC is hurt, but Garindo will get the touches regardless. I think Garindo is going to be the guy if CMC is hurt. And the one thing I know, because I had 18% CMC in Eliminator last year, I had 12.7% in the BBM style. And we know that Mike Shanahan and the Niners are not going to be fully forthcoming when it comes to injuries. That's a fact. It's been proven. It wasn't just last year. So there still is a chance that Garindo is not great, like for this upcoming season, or CMC, not Garindo. So peak at running quarterback just because I like to do that. I mean, I could take a Jarquez Hunter here. I feel like I need a. I think this guy knows ball. That's all I know. He knows ball. So eliminator, I may need a floor at some point. I don't like Demario Douglas in regular stuff, but I think it's fine here. Like to give me a floor for week 5 early in the season. I'll have Brian Thomas, Olave, Bateman. Egbuka may not be playing yet, so Demario Douglas will give me a little cushion for by week 5. I don't have anything else on by week 5, so that may not have been a good pick, but I don't mind it there. What do you guys think? No, I love you. Who my father was a retail director and corporate guy. I know exactly. Oh yeah. And for those of you who are interested, what the Who Hames means, there is a video in my video log that I went over what the that was the subscriber goal number 1. And it might be long-winded. You may like it, you may hate the story, but it's just a little insight to who I am, what I was, how I got the name of Who Hames. It's a 2-part story and why I use it. And I actually use it in all of my games, like gaming and all of that. So I think people generally enjoyed it. So agree 100% with Chad. I'm really high on the elites, and yeah, I kind of agree with that as well. I don't see the incentive San Francisco has to run CMC into the ground, assuming they're competitive. And they mentioned that, right? They come out and said this week that they were not like they were wanting to keep him fresh. Garindo is a great weapon, but fails to get the 4 yards when they need 4 yards. And he may not be a good pick, but we have him. And he doesn't go super early, so it's not that big of a deal. We have 2 more picks left. I think we're done there. We're done there. I think we just take a shot at a running back here. I mean, we could do Miles Sanders again. We could do Brashard Smith. I haven't taken a Brashard Smith for a while. I think this team needs. I think Miles Sanders is the play here. Actually, I don't think he's going to be the starter, but he could be. And in uncertain situations, like a round 17 pick for a guy who could be even if he's a split backfield, right? Like that's a smash pick. So we need Adonai Mitchell would make sense here. He wouldn't mess with any buy, but that one. Jalen Tolbert could be a fine pick. Like I think Tolbert is actually maybe the pick I want. He does not interfere with anything at wide receiver. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Jalen Tolbert. So the team, 2-6-8-2. Quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Geno Smith. Running backs, Ashton Jeanty, James Cook, RJ Harvey, Rashad White, Isaac Garindo, Miles Sanders. Wide receivers, Brian Thomas, Chris Olave, Matthew Golden, Rashad Bateman, Egbuka, Romeo Dobbs, Demario Douglas, Jalen Tolbert. Tight ends, Sam Laporta, Zach Ertz. I like the team. I'm not sure what you guys think. But yeah. Yeah, best ball on call. If don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Facts. Our O-line coach said they want to run CMC as much as possible like 2 weeks ago. Well, and maybe it was an OTA thing, like where they said they wanted to keep him fresh. I just know that they said something about keeping him fresh. Thank you, sir. Thank you for showing up. So tomorrow I will be back. We will go back to our regularly scheduled time. We will be drafting at 4 p.m. Central. We will probably, I don't know what we'll be doing. I'm thinking about doing a $2 drafters for one of the two streams. So thanks everybody for coming out. I may end up reaching out. I might get a guest tomorrow. I kind of like doing solo streams here and there as well. So we'll see what happens. Thank you everybody for coming out. I hope everybody who's new to the channel enjoyed the content. Take care, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow.